I think everyone here is kind of very used to hearing e-commerce everywhere. One of the things that we are doing is also e-commerce, but we don't sell any physical product. We are only selling digital products, right? So what Magzter does, I'll explain to you a little further down once I get the presentation up. But this whole idea came about with the advent of the smartphone or the smart device, right? So what we did was, what I'm talking about is digital products and how we are riding the tablet wave. Here I show you a photograph of 2005 and 2013. I don't know if any of you have seen this before. Do you know what you're looking at this point? Does anyone know? Apple's conference? Exactly. So what the first one was in the Vatican City, the Pope's inauguration in 2005. You can see everyone, there's not even one phone in anyone's hand. But if you see in 2013, from tablets to phones, the new Pope's inauguration, everyone was having a smart device in their hand. So it's a completely, the transformation from 2005 to 13 has been 8 years. And what does everyone have in their hand? They have some kind of a device. So that's kind of where our concept came, where in 2013 there are going to be 1.8 billion smart devices in various formats, in PC or whichever, it's that many screens are going to be available. So while everyone else, obviously there's a huge business out there doing physical products and marketplaces and selling goods of all kinds, what we are doing is basically selling digital products. And what Magzter does, we've kind of taken a lot of inputs from the real world, right? So when you look at all these mind-boggling numbers, and one of the things, I mean, there's a small thing on top where in a physical store in the US, the sales of chewing gum has dropped in many of the supermarkets in the United States. The reason being, everyone's on their phone while they are checking out, because normally at the checkout counter, you would have chewing gum from Wrigley's being placed and Kit Kat, and people would buy it because they have nothing else to do. But today everyone's busy doing something, texting, SMSing and stuff. So they're doing something digitally and the physical world is losing out, right? So there are a lot of things which are kind of having a huge paradigm shift from the physical to the digital world. And what we have done at Magzter is learn a few things from the real world. So in the real world, you buy clothes from a mall, you can buy clothes from a standalone store. You can buy, I mean, there are a lot of ways you can buy used cars, you can buy all kinds of stuff, right? So normally these days people go to one location where everything is available. That's pretty much like a mall, right? So if you look at the digital world, right? If you look at digital world, you're talking about what are the digital things that people do. They watch movies, they listen to music, they also end up reading something. Right? So if you look at the movie business or the music business, they've been there for a long time. So you've heard of names like iTunes, Pandora, Netflix, Big Flix. All of them basically allow you to buy these digital products on their websites and on their smart devices. And you can pretty much ingest that content, pay for it, and start enjoying it. Right? So we pretty much took the same idea, which is take the third thing which is on this list, which is reading, right? And then take it into the digital realm. And so we are kind of going against the Amazons of the world, the Apple iBooks of the world, and then you have Magzter out there. So Magzter is very new, we're only 27 months old, but we've learned from the real world, right? And so this is what we have created. We have created pretty much a magazine store or a digital newsstand which works across devices. And we've learned that just being on an iPhone, just being on an iPad, like the Apples of the world do, if you buy a song on an iTunes store, you can't listen to that song on your Android. Right? If you buy on an Android, you can't do much on any other device. So each one is trying to sell their device. What we have done is we have kind of made a marketplace where magazine publishers and book publishers from all over the world can upload their content, and consumers from all over the world, irrespective of what device they have, are able to take that content up and buy that content. So in this 27-month period, we have got, Bonnie said 10, but we've just crossed 13. So it's 1.3 crore downloads that we've had, more than 2,500 magazines, 800 publishers, and one of the things that also drove us is being a company run by Indians, though we are headquartered in New York, our main back office is in Chennai, made a product that's made in India go global, right? So it's Indian minds, Indian thoughts, Indian VC, Indians normally make products for other people. So here we have made a product that's really gone global. 160 countries we've got consumers right now from, right? So this is something that we were able to do because there's no physical product, right? So I don't have to ship anything to someone. I don't have to have inventory costs. I don't have to have, pretty much everything is on my phone. I get my MIS on my phone, everything, I can pretty much sit here and run my business. I don't have to sit and see a warehouse somewhere or I don't know where a customer got something. I think Richa is smiling because she's coming up next with her products. But I think the good idea that we had in that sense was don't sell physical anymore, try to sell digital. So it's digital to digital, and pretty much it's like seamless. It's like making an Angry Birds, but in our case it's 2,500 Angry Birds. So each of the products pretty much sell on their own. The brands are promoting their own products, and so that's kind of growing in that sense. And what we've done is, this is one of the kind of quirky things that we've done is like, normally you know how to read, and in 2001, I don't know if you've seen this, this clipping, right? Which is pretty much when I watched this, the Harry Potter movie in 2001, you would have seen that the Harry Potter newspaper actually talks, right? So you can see Dumbledore, Professor Dumbledore actually talking, and I think this is not very clear, but you can actually see them. It's a kind of a fantastic dream kind of situation where you have this newspaper, but the newspaper is actually talking to you, right? So we've actually taken that kind of concept, which is a 2001 movie, and in 2013, if you see the Men's Health magazine, you'll be able to see Siddharth Malia, who actually talks to you from the cover. So you don't have to necessarily. Is there audio? Yeah. You can see the guy again, right? This is for the ladies in the house.
Hi, I'm Sid Malia, and welcome to Men's Health.
So this is kind of the innovation that has happened around digital as well, right? So what somebody thought of in 2001, Magzter has made it a reality in 2013, right? So, and you have the guy on the cover actually talking to you, and you've got more content in there. So this all is possible in digital, right? Because I can virtually deliver any of this content to you in whichever format. I can change his shirt, I can do whatever I wanted to do in the digital format, which again in the print world, which is the physical part of the business, they're aghast because they can't do anything. The minute it goes to print, that's the end, right? And they spend millions and millions of dollars just on printing this. And this whole concept that is go digital also is go green, because you end up saving trees, you end up saving the environment, you do a whole lot of good coincidentally while you're going digital as well. So I mean, I would like to, since I've got only a few minutes to do this, I just thought I'll read on their iPhones, read on the iPads, but it is reality. We've got 1.3 crore downloads in 27 months, and I've been listening to the guys here, and there are a lot of things I learned today from them, and I think you guys would be able to learn lots from, I think, who's coming next.